I don't just talk about other people's stuff, I also make my own. Books in particular. To date, I have 4 books you can check out on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and the short story collection Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Hop on down to the description for Amazon links to all 4 books. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer, and this is a follow-up to something brought up in the recent video discussing whether or not the 1998 Godzilla and Zilla are the same creature, which they totally are, and I'm not backing down on that. This has something to do with the trademarks that I brought up as part of my evidence for that argument. Specifically the Godzilla trademark. You all know the one, it looks like this. I stated that in general appearance, it doesn't really appear to resemble any specific Godzilla, which got a couple people down in the comments of that video saying they were pretty sure it was supposed to be the Marvel Godzilla from the 1970s. This of course got me wondering whether or not it actually is, so I looked into it. And from what I can tell, the logo did debut with the Marvel Comics series, but does that mean it is the Marvel Godzilla specifically in the image? That I'm not so sure about. For one thing, the Marvel Godzilla design isn't exactly the most consistent. I'm not saying the art in the comics is bad, mind you. It's actually pretty good, but let's be honest here. Godzilla can have slight variations in his design from cover to cover, or page to page, or even panel to panel. His head can be a slightly different shape. How long or thin his arms and neck are can vary. The thickness of his legs can differ from scene to scene. Again, not saying the art is bad, and quite frankly, this is kind of odd to see from comics, even from that time period. I'm just saying that one of the reasons I can't say this logo is a match for the Marvel Godzilla is because there are times the Marvel Godzilla isn't even a match for himself. His design can vary depending on various factors. The other reason, though, is because when I look at it, well, here, I'm just going to put the design up for you so we can all see it together. Let's really drink this in for a moment. We can see that the design has enough detail that we can tell what it's supposed to be, but it really doesn't have enough detail that we can tell specifically what version of it it's supposed to be. Yes, it's Godzilla, but which Godzilla? It's really hard to tell. One of the things that would help us determine is if we could see the dorsal fins, but we really can't. There's a hint of one by the head, but only a hint, and we can't really tell what shape it is. All the others are hidden because he's facing front. Well, at least his body is. The head is turned to the side, though it's hard to say if it's a full-on profile view of it or a three-quarter turn or whatnot. And even then, the head shape is a bit more elliptical than any Godzilla design that I've seen before, and I've seen them all. Usually Godzilla has more of a divot, I guess you could say, between where his eyes and his snout are. We can make out the feet clearly, and we can see they have 3 toes each, which is consistent with the design of the Marvel Godzilla. But then again, every Godzilla design that was made between 1962 and 1975 also had the 3 toes, as well as the Hanna-Barbera design. So that doesn't necessarily narrow it down either. Other details are hard to come by. We can't really see the eyes because there's a shadow where they're supposed to be. If there are ears or fangs, they are impossible to make out. For all intents and purposes, I can't really say that I can match this Godzilla design to anything other than the logo, which is where I ultimately land. This design has just enough detail that we can recognize it as Godzilla, but it doesn't have any details that would pinpoint it as a specific Godzilla. And that's about all I can really say on the matter as far as that goes. I was just curious, I wanted to look it up, and it seems everyone is right in this case. It is the logo that originated with Marvel. It's not necessarily the Marvel Godzilla per se. It's just Godzilla. And that's where we land for now. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off.
Congratulations, you reached the end. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to consider supporting us on Patreon. Of course, the other way to support us is to go to Amazon and check out our books. Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Also check the description for links to DeviantArt and other platforms we operate. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.